So, you guys reunited. You can tell us, did you miss each other?
We see each other a lot.
We see each other a lot, yeah. We didn't have time to miss each other because Chris and I stay in touch and are close enough that, you know, when we're both in the same city, we hang out. So we missed working together, I think. I did anyway. But luckily, we were both able to have a lot of diverse and interesting experiences in the meantime. So it was good.
And there's some amazing, ridiculous action in this film. How did you cope with the pace of this?
There's a lot. You know, the story is jam-packed, action-wise and character-wise. It's just as full. And I think really what JJ wanted to do compared to the first is establishing these characters in this world, and this one was really blowing the doors off and seeing where all of it could actually go. And I think their colors explored from the character point of view that show completely different sides to these individuals, other sides than you thought were possible. And in terms of exploring the 3D and the action, I think with JJ behind it, you can expect that he designed these sequences specifically for the scale and the size of IMAX and 3D.
And in this one, you're coming up against Cumberbatch. He's like a force of nature. Did you feel like you had to bring your A game? I was like, God.
I like to think we bring our A game no matter who we're up against, but working with Benedict was a thrill, not only because he's so talented, because he's so cool as well, and generous and grounded and funny, and it felt like he was a part of the ensemble from the very beginning. And same way with Alice Eve, you know, we brought in some really great new faces and energies into this film, so we're grateful to extend the family and share this experience with them as well.
And is there anything that you think would really surprise fans about the making of this film?
One thing that I like to say, well, there's a couple things. First of all, at the beginning of the film, there's a sequence that takes place on a planet with these aliens that are all sort of white, crusty-skinned aliens, and it was actually only one actor that plays all of the aliens, and they computer generated from the one actor so that they all had the same physicality and the same facial structure. I always find that really interesting when you learn little tidbits like that. And the other thing is, toward the end of the movie, Benedict and I have a really enormous fight sequence that takes place on these two trash barges that are flying through the city. And in the shooting, we only had one trash barge that then was on a giant sort of turntable, and all these Ritter friends would blow, and we used only one barge, and then they computer generated the other one. So there's those kind of movie magic tricks that I think are always fascinating to learn about. But those go with the territory of making a movie this big and this spectacular.
It is an amazing movie, by the way.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks.
I know, I've heard from everyone else it's really hard to get on the Enterprise and get on the bridge and not want to press all the buttons and spin in the chair. Is that true?
Yeah, pretty true.
I learned my lesson in the first film. I spun in the chair and then fell off the chair in front of everybody, which was mortifying and humiliating enough to make me learn my lesson. But the detail, Scott Chambliss, our production designer, the bridge of the Enterprise looks like it could fly. And I mean, it just goes to show you that above and beyond the acting and obviously JJ and the writing team, there are thousands of people working on this film to make it look the way it does. So I almost feel like we're just a small part of this gigantic machine that...
Cogs in a wheel.
Yeah, right, yeah.